with the educated opinion on topics of all varieties. This your boy Bubba, and you already know what I'm about to say, right? You are listening to Bubba's Banter. Yo, what's good, y'all? Some motherfucking boy, I ain't gotta say no names, right? But I am anyways, your boy Bubba, and you are watching and also listening to Bubba's Banter. I hope you guys are living well, feeling well. I am doing okay. Besides, I fucked up my thumb this weekend. Like, I'm such a klutz. Like, I cannot help it. I'm fucking such a klutz. I was at the gym getting out the car, like literally getting out the car, and like I was rushing to get out, and I had my hand like this on the door. I don't know what the fuck, or like this, one of those hand movements, and I went to slam the door really quick because I had something in my hand I didn't want to drop, and bam, hit my hand really hard Saturday, and I didn't feel it at all because I was like, oh, okay, I'm pumped up for the gym. I went to the gym, trained, fucking. I did. It was light. It's my light week, so I've been doing like dumbbell presses and stuff like that. I didn't feel anything. I woke up Sunday morning and my whole hand was like throbbing, and I could not get out of the because I usually get out of bed with this hand sometimes. I don't really pay attention, but I know when I try to get up with this hand, it was like shit hurts so bad. So dealing with that, yeah, but there's that. But before I talk about anything else, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Please do that. Also, like this video, share. Um, and what else? Follow me on my social medias, Instagram, which is the Real Doc Dre, Bubba's Banter Podcast, and follow me on my Facebook page, which is Bubba's Banter. And I know how y'all like to listen to my voice because it's all sexy and shit. Make sure you hit me on those streaming platforms. I'm on multiple platforms. If you click the link in the bio, you will see exactly where I'm streaming at. But if you are using Spotify, please make sure you subscribe to me on there for sure, because this podcast is hosted by Spotify for podcasters. All right, so please do that. And y'all know what I'm about to say. I say it almost every show. They were designed with the big boy in mind. Please make sure you go get those bearskin underwear. They are really great. I love them. I love their prints. I love the material. I love how bearskin is very diverse. They celebrate all types of bodies, so I like that. But yeah, make sure y'all guys go get those underwears, and if you use my promo code Bubba, you will get 15% off in the checkout. Okay. All right, y'all. So tonight is an interview show. So I've been meaning to like talk about this last week, but just last week was so chaotic that I didn't post anything. I didn't promote anything. I didn't even promote my last show. I just want to thank you guys for watching the last show with my boy Matisse. That was a really good show. I really liked that show. But I've been wanting to talk about this because my homeboy Brandon from the Gay Body Guy that's been on here multiple times now, I got inspired because I rewatched his show about body positivity, and I said, you know what? I actually want to do like a mini series with several different people from different backgrounds, different genders, about body positivity and how they see their bodies. And so this segment tonight, this mini series tonight, is called "The Shape of You," a conversation about body positivity. So I have my first guest tonight. Me and him been actually talking about, having him on the show for a while. And I was like, this is the best time to have him on here because my guy does modeling and all that stuff on the Instagram. And I was like, and personally, actually, I'm just gonna bring him in and we gonna chit chat about this. So I'm bringing my boy Tim in, and what's up, bro? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So I want to first say is that personally, bro, I feel like, I mean, I know you model the underwear on Instagram and stuff like that. I personally believe like you have way more confidence than me. Like way, because I mean, I post shit, but sometimes I feel like a lot of shit I just do for thirst traps and for the likes or whatever. But I feel like you really enjoy taking the pictures that you take and that you put on Instagram. And I just want to say, like, you be doing your big ones, and I really get inspired by that because I'm like, man, I got friends and family who be hating on me when I post my shit. Like, Like, yeah, I'm telling you, the conversations I be having with like friends, and I got a few coworkers too that follow me on my on my social medias, and so like when I first started, modeling for Bearskin, it was like it was kind of weird because people would have conversations about it because they're like, "Oh, I saw your ad," and I'm like, "Okay," and then they're like, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like, or they always like made some funny about it. I'm like, "Why the fuck are you making fun of me for doing something that I like and I love and I feel comfortable doing it?" I mean, it didn't stop me from doing it because I love it, but it just was it just seeing another person doing it. I was just like, that's actually kind of dope. Like somebody, and I just feel like you're way more confident than me. I could be assuming though, but just from the optics of things, is like, oh man, like this dude be doing it big on Instagram. So, but yeah, how you doing? Oh, I asked you that question already. I'm doing the most now.
I am great. First, you're killing it. Okay, I love your bearskin ads. I absolutely do. I think that it's great. Anyone who has a problem with it, they really need to go and have a chat with God and themselves,
Yeah,
because there's nothing wrong with it. I say keep doing it. Like do more, do it all. Like I love it. I'm not naturally confident. I didn't become confident until I was in my late 20s.
uh-huh.
Um, I grew up, I'm from Alaska, still live there. Um, I grew up, when I growing up here, there wasn't very much diversity. I
Uh-huh.
was always one of maybe three, luckily, in my grade,
Yeah,
um, for the first probably 4 or 5 years of school.
yeah,
Um, and so, going through that, the majority of my friends ended up being kind of skinny white boys.
yeah.
And the contrast between me and them was just still is it's night and day different.
All right.
And that that's what kind of started everything. Like I went on Tumblr back when Tumblr was hot, and I talked about some of that. Like no one gets me. I'm just kind of this. I'm just here. When I'm hanging out with my friends, and what do I do? I don't feel seen. So then I started like taking pictures for Tumblr, and it was cool. It was fun. Like I felt seen and hot. And then they stumbled on it and they started talking about me. And by then I would think I was like 25, 26, and I
Yeah.
just didn't have a place for it. And so I broke up with that friend group because I didn't like that. I was like, you all, this is what we need to talk. I don't like to talk to you about. I don't have to tell you shit. Like you all don't like it, but there's 10 times more people out there that do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So y'all can like fuck off.
Right. Fuck
Look,
y'all.
yeah, like I don't need this. Like I finally feel hot, and like you all told me you need to lose weight, or you're too this, you're too that. Like, can you do something to your hair? Can you fix your face? Like we can do this back and forth. I don't play, and now like you can't tell me anything, especially if you go for low hanging fruit. I'm going to roast you and have fun doing it.
See, that's how I am too. I am that exact way. All right,
Please
so
try it. Please try me.
so this conversation about body positivity is I've talked about this so many times on this show. Just being a bearskin ambassador and wanting to model in general, like that's something that I really want to like really jump into next year. Um so I want to start off with a icebreaker with you and have you tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you into like, because I know you just gave a little bit of the background about getting on Tumblr, but
Sorry about that.
body positive. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. But yeah, just like what led you into the world of you know body positive stuff like that.
Bearskin had a lot to do with it. Like that, my first pair of bearskin, I was like, oh no, this is something different.
Yeah.
That really that kind of changed the game for me. Um, and then I could use like I started like when I started having fun with it, because before, like I've always, well, let's start. I've always loved my body. Always been like, I've had moments where I've been like, I don't like this. Like I hated my boobs in junior high. Like I had this set of man titties, And I did not know, like, I was so uncomfortable with them. Like, oh, if you looked at me funny, I would like want to run and hide.
Yeah.
Uh, in high school, people would make fun of me, but then I started playing football and that kind of helped. And then I put on a little muscle and that kind of helped a little bit more. But then I'm always been, kind of curvy, juicy boy. Uh, and that it just, it took a while, but like people made fun of my hips. Like, I've got thunder thighs, like all that, but like I put them to good use. And so, yeah, I just started liking it. Like, and then like you put on some clothes and you're like, oh, you feel good. Like I found ways to like feel good about myself. And it's not easy to do, especially in this day and age where everything is all in your face and it's stronger, hotter, better, faster.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But you don't have to. I shouldn't say it like that. Hopefully you find one thing about yourself that you like, because if you find one thing, you can find two.
Right.
And then just keep going from there.
Right. Um, were there any defining moments where like that helped you like embrace it? Like that it moment where you were like, yeah, I'm that motherfucker. Like, me, like I got my big one on. Like,
I did a bachelor auction for the Diabetes Association years ago, and I raised a good bit of money, and just the response from the crowd was just, it was different, and I wasn't expecting it. Like there were firemen, like these like military dudes up there, and then there's Chunky Tim, and like I'm like, I'm just gonna go out to like Baby Got Back and have a good time. And those ladies went crazy, just cuckoo bananas. And I was like, well, I'm not into this, but I'm gonna pretend like it. And I played the game and had so much fun. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this everywhere I go. Like I'm just gonna bring that energy, like just have fun with it. I may not like you, I may not be into it, but we can have fun. It doesn't matter. And ever since then, like that really was like, that kind of woke me up.
all right. That's dope. That's dope. Um, Now we're gonna talk about a little bit of the LGBTQ and body positivity space or body positivity in those spaces. Well, just let's say gay spaces, because I mean, so I don't want to assume what are you? because so when I've had some people get at me about asking people questions on here, and I'm like, girl, I just assume stuff because like we all in the same space, sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we go to the same Liga Bigga Tigga spaces, I mean, our we have like 6 degrees of separation, honestly. But yeah, I'm gay. I'm GAE.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so we could do this positive, or let's do it both. So how has your own body positivity impacted the way you see yourself in the gay community, whether it's negative or positive? Um, I mean, we are going to talk about the challenges eventually, but you know, you can,
Mhm.
we can talk about them both right now. It don't matter.
Uh, I it it started out kind of negative, but then I grew, and it was me growing. I grew to like a place where I was like, no, I'm just not like everyone. I'm not like everyone that's around me. Like,
Yeah,
and that is a tough pill to swallow sometimes, because like you want to feel like, oh yeah, 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 but clearly, like I mean, look at all this. Like,
all right.
I'm not. I'm not a twig. I'm black. I have my own lane in more than one area, and so not everyone can handle it.
Yeah,
And I'm not for everyone, and everyone is not for me.
all
And so
right,
I had to grow to learn that.
all right.
And so at first it was negative, but then it became positive when I was like, just find where I fit in, and I'm good with that.
Yeah. Um, what unique challenges have you faced around that though? Like, you know. I mean, we talked about the black thing, being black.
Hmm.
That's one thing I could talk about for hours on end. Um, but like, what unique challenges have you faced within the community?
Being a big boy that doesn't, that's not that I don't care, I care, but I'm free.
Yeah.
And like we have monthly underwear parties, and I'm up there in my undies. I'll be in a harness. I don't care.
Right.
I'll pull out all the stops. I have fun, you
Right.
know. And and so some people, like, I see some looks, and I see whatever. It's not going to stop me from dancing and like watch your man. No, not really, not really. But like I see it and I don't care. Like
Right.
you are gonna feel however you feel, and I'm gonna feel however I feel, because I'm not gonna want to sleep with you either. So the feeling is mutual. So
Right.
we don't have to be around each other like that. So I'm good. And
Okay.
watch me in my jock strap spinning on the dance floor, and you better recognize.
Okay. Straight up. Oh, so I think for me, and I've seen throughout the years. I mean, I don't want to say years as if I'm like some grandpa. I'm not ageism or age shaming, I should say. But I have not lived that long, but I have seen a lot of attitudes about body diversity change in our community over the years. So I want to know, what have you saw, or what attitudes have you saw that are changing towards um are changing in our community, not towards, but in our community over the years.
Um, Things that are changing. I see all shapes and sizes coming out. Um, and not just all shapes and sizes, it's all shapes and sizes wearing whatever makes them feel hot. And
Yeah.
I like that. I love it. I love, like, if you want to paint your nails rainbow, if you want to rock eyeshadow, if you feel like you need foundation, or if that's just what you want to do, you do it.
All
And I
right.
love it. And I like that people, like, you don't get the horror, you don't get all the crazy looks or the whispers, and it's just good to see. um I like seeing the pups. There was, like, I'm 40, and we did not, like, that wasn't something I remember seeing in my early 20s. But
Right.
I love it. Like, there's a line on Drag Race we're talking about, like, it's not a gay party unless there's a dude dressed as a dog somewhere, you
Yeah.
know. And I
Right.
love that. I
Right.
love that because that's just, yeah, I like to see the pups. I like it all. I'm just like, yeah, do your thing, you know. And I just love everybody. I love seeing, like, I love, like, trans people. I love that they're coming out, they're doing their thing, and it's good to see them, like, do
Right.
it. I just, the attitudes of people, that the ignorant people, watching them change is fun too,
Right.
because the pandemic, I believe, spurred a lot of that.
That is true. I,
And
oh, go ahead.
Anchorage is so small and kind of isolated, so there's a lot of it's slower. It was a bit slower to change, but
Right.
watching it change has been pretty fun.
Right. I would love to add to that too, though. Is like, one of the things that I've been seeing throughout the years is like there's a lot of more bear parties popping up now. Like, I mean, we had our Barracuda, but now we have, Chunk. We have, Beef Dip. We have all these bear parties that are starting to pop up more and pop up in different places. And I love the visibility of like people loving their bodies and being out in spaces where like you normally wouldn't see them, and they're just like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna do me." Like, it really is inspiring to me now because I came out in 2014. I think that was like at the moment where the lid was being popped off and like people were doing their thing. Like,
Mhm.
there had a lot of different parties happening here in Portland, or just or social gatherings. It didn't have to be parties, but like social gatherings that was kind of towards the bear thing. And um I'm starting to even see more black bear parties. Like, there was one out in Cali that my David, uh my sister David Esau, yeah, he went out to a party in Cali, I think, or LA last year. That was a black
Mhm.
bear party, and he said it was
What?
Yeah, he said it was extremely fun. So I was like, next time I have one, I probably will go with him. Um,
Um, Throw somebody the deets, you know, like I have no problem jumping on a plane. Okay,
yeah.
get me out of here.
Yeah, so I was like excited, and I think you know, that's one thing I do want to see more in the community. I mean, we do
Hmm.
have other gay black parties, like there's one in Atlanta called Big Boy Pride. Um, there's another Bear Week around that same weekend somewhere in the South, but I'm seeing these parties pop up, and so I just wanted to mention like those are some things that I've seen changing over the years that like I'm kind of excited about. So.
I'm
Uh,
glad you mentioned those because I don't. Where I'm up here and I love I'm a Pacific Northwest guy. Like that's
exactly.
just, you know, and so I never those things I rarely think about. Like I'll try to pop down to the South every now and then, but it's just such a foreign place to me,
Mm-hmm.
and the vibes are so different. It's a bit overwhelming.
Uh, you because I don't want to fucked up chick.
I was trying. You saw. I'm temper. I was trying to temper that down. Like,
That bit overwhelming. That's all I was saying. No shade to you
Mhm.
out there in the South, y'all. But yeah. Anyways, let me continue. um, how can the gay community be more supportive towards body positivity for everyone? Like, how can we? How I mean, from your
Ooh.
perspective,
I think it just kind of goes back to the golden rule. Like, treat others how you want to be treated.
yes.
Like, we hide behind these keyboards these days and say the most foul things to each other.
Those foul.
Just foul. And you would not do this stuff on the streets.
Nah.
9 times out of 10, I know you all wouldn't, you know? I've been a perpetrator. Like I'm a problem too, you know. But I have to catch myself because
Right.
my response game, like blah, 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 blah. But I can't be like that all the time. I have to be like, you know what? It's okay to block and delete.
Right.
It's okay to do that
That's been
and
my
just move.
that's been my best friend for the last year is block and delete.
Hmm. Yeah, I will say, I will admit. Now I clap back, then block and delete. Like make sure you read it, and then bloop, bloop, bloop. But that's only in the pettiest of moments.
Okay. All right. All right, so let's jump on to like the impact of media and representation and visibility. Like, do you feel like you're represented though within this community? Like, I mean, we talked about like, you know, you getting into, the bearskin stuff and all that, but like, do you feel like you are represented? Like you're like someone who looks like you, someone like do you see that out in the media of like gay media?
Ooh, that's such a good question. I see bits and pieces of it. Like
Yeah.
we get hints and it's good. And I don't even think it's hints. Like there's bits and pieces. Like there was a cartoon in like 2017 about this white gay rapper bear.
Oh, chosen.
There it is. There it is.
Chosen
And
with the thousand. I
I
remember.
really liked that show. And I was like, okay, I feel like the bear community is being seen
Yeah.
just a smidge. And you hear a bit more about bears. Like on TV, they talk like, is he a bear? Like blah 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 blah. You know, there's little bits like that. Um, and then I feel like there is, but then there's a whole like straight vibe. You know, there's a whole straight side that like
Mm,
fetishizes the bear community. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so then you have that, but then you have to wonder: is it that, or is this gay media?
Exactly. Because this Jason Kelsey, I don't mean to fuck this interview up because this is about you, but this Jason Kelsey like obsession with the gay, I
Yeah.
love him. I think he is the most attractive man ever, but he is literally the aesthetic of what the whole bear community looks like. at least the white side of it. And so
Mhm.
people like I saw for Halloween, all these people dressed up like him. I'm like, girl, like
Mm.
more creative, like chase
Yeah.
healthy, like a little spank bank, like that's who you want to be for. Like, come on, like this obsession of straight men sometimes just really fucking throws me off sometimes. And don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
being who I am, I've did my thing with straight guys and whatever for the longest time. But like so much of like how men obsess over them sometimes and how they just make it like it's too much for me.
hmm I feel it. I feel it.
I had to say
Uh,
that.
I love that. I love that. The Jason Kelsey, I thought he was so cute till I saw him dance, and then I was just like, oh.
He just gives me jock or
And,
fucking frat boy. He seems like a really cool dude personality. I just saw his. I was gonna do a reaction to his last video, which I'm still gonna do it, but
mhm.
like I just I just hate the obsession of it. It's just so it's like it makes me want to vomit when people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's a bit. It's much. It's a bit much.
yeah.
But I just try to stay in my lane because I know what I like, and it's just easier to stick with that. Like, hey.
Right. So
Yeah.
speaking of like obsession of like social media straight boys, I should say.
Uh-huh.
How has like social media influenced your own body positivity journey?
Um, it has just honestly, Loki just made me feel super hot. Like it's made me feel good. Like it's made me embrace it more. Um, I like even the parts of me that I didn't think I would. Like I like the stretch marks on my belly. Um, I I do like I kind of have a thing. I have this dimple on my butt that I really like, and I think it's just kind of funny. I'm like, that's like a divot.
That's bad.
Um, yeah, and there's just little bits of me that I'm just like, you're not perfect, but you're perfect for me.
Right.
And there's ways to work on it. Like I've actively been losing weight. I'm like 80 pounds down from where I was 2 years ago. So
Congrats. I actually noticed that, but I hate asking people if they lost weight. That's just something that I don't like asking people. Um,
mhm.
I actually feel uncomfortable asking people that question. But it's something I've noticed that like I was looking through your photos and I was like, damn, bro's starting to slim down. Like he look a little different here. Like, congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it was time to do something different for me.
yeah, I feel it. I've been struggling with weight loss for a really long time. I'm up and down, fluctuating through weight loss. Uh,
hmm
but I mean, I'm always just like the gym is life for me. I love it. Uh,
hmm
that's why I'm thinking like tonight I might just chill and wake up because I hate missing like more than 2 days from the gym. Like it just fucks with me mentally. So I cannot. I start to feel like I'm losing all my gains and shit. So I can't. Nah.
That's not a bad obsession to have, though.
Right, ice my hand. Like there's just no way I'm just gonna be missing that many days of the gym. Can't do it.
Sir, sir, look after yourself in that hand.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
go get
definitely.
looked at if you need to.
Yeah, because I was like, man, the throbbing just feels a little different. Like this ain't the
hmm
throbbing that I felt once before. Because I've done the shit before, but like, uh,
hmm
but my fingers is moving, so I feel like
Okay,
as
that's
long as
good.
it's moving, it's not swelling up. It's like I'm kind of good.
Okay.
So, um, is there anybody like on social media, like any social media accounts or just like celebrities or whoever that has inspired you, like as far as like the body positivity movement goes?
hmm Um, there was this guy. He passed away, but we chatted. He was very sweet. His name was King Frederick on Instagram,
Um,
like His Majesty King Frederick, and he did some stuff for Bearskin, big guy, but just a sweetheart.
yeah,
And he like kind of he made me more comfortable. Like he was like he made it feel okay. Like because I felt like this isn't right. Like someone had gotten to my head and low key like kind of hit my confidence and like I ended up like I just saw him randomly and followed him and we started chatting and it was a great chat and just kind of boosted me back up.
Right.
And his like Bearskin's another one. I love their models and I love different sizes and all
Right.
of that. It's just great. What other ones? Oh, that's a good one. There's a dude in Seattle that has that. He also draws. I think Seattle City Bear.
I think I know you're talking about. I
Uh
think I
huh.
yeah.
Yeah, he has a really. I love his account. Like, yeah, and he just loves himself, and I love that. And so, yeah, he's one that I've made sure to follow for a while. Yeah, and then like back when I like first was out there, like it was more like I was like low key was like the porn stars, like the bear porn stars from back in the day.
Yes.
Like Ali, like
I
I love Ali. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
leave.
yeah, like he was out there doing his thing, and I was like, oh no, that's who I want to be, like just dicking him down, like and
Exactly.
like he had a belly, he had a booty, and we were about the same color, and I was like, okay, all
Yes.
right.
Literally, and this I shouldn't even say this on here, but I'm gonna say it because I don't give a fuck. Ali is the reason why I'm even a good top because I literally watch all his videos, and literally learned how to stroke from him, like
Mm-hmm.
literally. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Oh man. And then there's another one, Jay Light. He goes by his name now, but he was I can't you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I know you're talking about.
He was another one back in the day. I was like, oh no, he's fly. He's fly. And just a nice guy too.
Right, super,
Yeah.
super nice. That's
Hmm.
you said that Ali, man. That is,
I
I
still want to meet that man. Like I
do
one
so
day
bad.
I just want to give him a hug and say thank you.
Right. He actually, I forgot he was on my Twitter and he like reposted one of my photos and said I was hot and I was like, this is fucking crazy that this man I was hot.
He's the GOAT. Like he is the
No,
GOAT.
like the
Yeah,
goat
like
told me that I'm hot. Like what the
hey,
like it was just amazing to actually hear that. So yeah, Ali is the man, like the man.
I love him.
Um, all right, so let's get on to a little bit of like personal strategies and like advice. What are some things that you do to maintain a positive relationship with your body?
Ooh. Um, I try to treat myself with things like for my body. Like I love toiletries. Like I love soaps, face masks. I love a body scrub.
Yeah,
Um, I I just love all that. Like that's how I treat myself. Like, oh, it's a trip to Sephora day. Oh, we're about to have fun. Like we're gonna get the most ridiculous, luxurious stuff I could use. I will go to Lush. Like I have a thing for hotels. So whenever I travel, I like to spend an extra day or two just like in the hotel and I will pamper myself all day. And it is great. Order DoorDash. You're not gonna see me. I'm in your city, but you're not gonna see me.
right. I feel that.
I'm terrible like that. Like I'll be there and I don't tell people like I quit telling people where I'm going. Like
That's just annoying.
mm-mm. It is. And like I'm not gonna broadcast it like so and
Okay,
so ATL the 7th through the 11th. Not shaming anyone that does that, but it's not my thing.
right. Because I feel like when you put that out there, it's like you're putting it out there for a reason. It's like
Hmm.
got some hookups you want to. Because I mean, I know for a fact if I'm going somewhere, I know I want to have a fuck. I want to fuck. Like I'm putting that out there so people can like, oh, hit me up when I'm out there. Like that's the reason.
Yeah.
You know?
But I don't you all don't need to know my whereabouts unless I want you to know.
Listen,
Okay.
because multiple times I took a little trip up to Seattle and I ain't tell nobody. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to
Little
come.
freak trip.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to kick it. So, um,
Nothing.
so what? Okay, what advice? Like, what advice would you have for others, for people that are like struggling with their body acceptance, especially like within, our spaces? What
Mhm.
advice would you get? Like, what advice would you give?
Even if you're going to go to a party that it's an underwear party or some type of gear party and you're not comfortable, do not let that stop you from going. Go and still have a good time, because you don't have to wear any of that. You don't have to strip down. You don't have to do any of those things to have a good time. And you don't feel like you're less than because you don't want to. There's nothing wrong with that. Go and have a good time. Have your drinks, dance your dances, meet all the people, and hang out with the people in their gear. Just because they are doesn't mean you have to be. And that's my biggest thing. Like, don't let it stop you. Still go and live your life.
All right. I feel that. That is, yeah, that's a good one. That is a
Thank
good
you.
one. Okay, so put up because we're at the ending of the show.
Wow.
What are like your few, like, what are your, future goals? Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to like take modeling to, you know, a different place? Do you want to model more? Do you want to
Mhm.
things like that?
I actually do want to model more, and I've been thinking about starting to look for an agency. And
That's what I need to do.
uh, yeah, because I think that's the first step. I've had a reality show locked, but we didn't get picked up.
Mhm.
And so I was like, you know what? This is like a sign that I can do more than I'm doing now, and so I'd like to do more.
All right, same, same here.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so I'm trying to word this the right way. I be trying to come up with segues on the flip, and that shit don't be working. So one last thing, is there one message or one thought you want our listeners to take away with?
Ooh, one thought.
Or message?
That's a good one. To get outside and enjoy yourself. Go, go do something. Go treat yourself. Treat yourself to something nice,
All right,
because life is hard, and we have to treat ourselves better so we can treat other people better.
all right. So, all right,
Thank
y'all.
you.
So we are at the listening. We are at the last part of the show, and I would love to thank my guests for coming on here. I really do appreciate you, and thank you for being my first guest of this series. I've been plotting this for a bit, and I was like, I had read out a whole bunch of names. I was like, oh, I've been talking to Tim about getting him on here, so I might as well just get him on here. Like, this is the perfect time. I'm pretty sure you'll be back on. We could talk about other stuff. We don't have to talk about body positivity. I like to tend to have this show to be fun and funny, and like, I mean, somewhat deep too, but like I like to have funny segments and have deeper conversations and kick it like that. So we could, do something else later on in the season. Um, so, but yeah, I just want to say thank you. Guys, follow me on my social medias, which is the real Doc J, Bubba's Banter podcast. That's Instagram, Facebook page, Bubba's Banter. And also go get those bearskin underwear. Use my promo code Bubba and you will get 15% off of the checkout. Tim, you don't want to do a little shout out, put your little social medias out there, all those things.
Well, I put my social media wrong on the thing. I forgot the underscore 907 because
Look
I was
at
typing too fast. You can follow me on Instagram at TundraCat underscore 907 and on Twitter at Timbo 84, Big Timbo 84. There
that.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you again. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all when this show come out, and peace.